everybody, Mystery Girl here. Hi, welcome back to the Fruit of Grisiaia. Welcome back. So, this is the line that we last left off in, so let's get started. Mainly because none of them could be bothered to remember a Japanese name. On the predictable side, there was a Jap in Shorty. My family name Kazami got abbreviated to KZ as well. However, among my numerous nicknames, the only one that stuck through basic training was Gar, short for garbage eater. It's not that I had a reputation for dumpster diving, it was a reference to my tolerance for crappy food. As to how I earned it, the story is very simple. The KP made us slop unfit for pigs, and I ate it without grimacing. Freeze-dried scrambled eggs, pork and beans made from scraps of ham, bread with peanut butter, and ridiculously stringy mystery meat were the staples. Every one of them had a weird chemical aftertaste, and they were all disgusting. Rumor had it that the secret sauce was gasoline. Ew! As for the chocolate cake you get for dessert, it was more commonly and accurately described as dessert. The cake was legendary for being inedible. No matter how starved you were, it would end up stuck in your throat as a dry lump. But I ate it, and all the rest without complaining. Probably because I was living rough from a young age. I've never been what you call a picky eater. To put it simply, as long as my belly was full and my body was getting what it needed, the taste wasn't a concern. So even those three torturous meals a day didn't inspire any serious complaints from me, but the people around me must have thought I was some sort of freak. And after a while, my nickname became Garbage Eater, then eventually just Gar. Hey Gar! Just how crappy a cook was your mom? I had a set response to this one. My mom didn't cook much. She was too busy screwing her dad's brains out. As far as my jokes go, I thought it was kind of witty. But that line didn't get that much laughs. I guess my delivery was a bit too stony. Well then, what should I do for dinner? I don't particularly fear a desire to eat, but if you don't take meals at 3 regular times a day, it throws off your body's clock and leaves you more susceptible to fatigue. To tell the truth, I view meals as nothing more than elements of maintaining my physical condition. As long as I'm getting sufficient nourishment, I'm not that caught up on or what I eat. When I spend any effort considering things like that, all I end up thinking about is how much of a pain in the butt it's going to be to make something. And eventually the act of eating itself starts to feel like a nuisance. My normal pattern is just to throw something together from my supply of canned and dried food. Aw, man. Well, this is my room. Mani barges in like she owns the place. No longer even bothered to knock, but I already getting used to it, I guess. Probably because I've experienced a lot of emergency summons. It didn't get to me that much in the first place. As she speaks, I notice that Amane is holding a plate piled with crab legs in her hand. I do recall such an event. I also recall responding, if I'm in the mood, not that I'd definitely be there. Yes, but I said that you and Makina should go ahead and eat if I didn't show up on time. Not really. Probably just means that Makina places more importance on how easy it is to eat. Honestly, I think I'd go for crab paste over crab myself.
なーによ、張り合いのない子たちね。世の中には
That's certainly true. Look, I wasn't really complaining, and I take care of the shell on my own. Hey, hands off! Money's wandered off into my kitchen and is examining things as she pleases. After confirming the contents of my mess kit cooker, she opens the door to my fridge and starts taking stock of my supplies. I opened it at lunch. Get off my back. Why is it that it feels strangely embarrassing? It's not like I have anything troublesome in the fridge. In the first place, where does she get off calling canned radish this thing? It's well known among canned food connoisseurs as almost decent and pretty much edible. Is this woman looking down on the brave men and women who have gained courage from canned food throughout the years? As I silently burn the righteous indignation, Amani bravely starts running tap water into my rice cooker. Ah! Hey! What do you think you're doing? I don't care if it's hard. Probably because I'm used to eating canned stuff that comes out a rid and stiff as a wax candle. I'm pretty tolerant of tough food. I don't care, but what are you planning? Well, I suppose pretty much anyone can handle fried rice, especially for a woman. That the somewhat prejudiced assumption is that you have a basic skill like that. Fact is, out of all the women I've met so far, the only one who couldn't make edible fried rice was my master. Still, I can't quite hide a certain anxiety. Not that Amani is paying any attention, coming to herself as she cracks open the eggs. After shaking salt and pepper into the egg, she mixes in the lightly rinsed rice, then adds bits of crab meat, only about half of what she brought, and finally chopped radish. She heats the frying pan, cooks with mayonnaise rather than oil, adds the lettuce and spinach she plundered from my fridge, then throws in the rice mixture according to her own timing. Sticking the back of her ladle into the mix, she vaguely clatters it around the frying pan, messily stir-frying the food. When Amane decides it's done, she uses the bowl as a mold to form the fried rice into a perfect hemisphere, then tosses it onto the plate. This wouldn't look out of place in a Chinese restaurant. Adjusting the leftover crab meat with mustard and mayo, she drops it with a thud on top of the heap of fried rice on the plate. Whoa. So she says, but it hasn't even been 10 minutes since Amane started to cook. The impulsing pile of steaming fried rice on my plate looks pretty awesome. Impressive for something cobbled together out of leftovers in such a short time. Not necessary. I've got what I need. The table is a small coffee table for one that Sachi dragged out of some storage room as a stopgag measure. And the frying pan and what tableware I have are things I picked up carelessly at local 100 yen hardware stores. But since I'm living alone, it's all perfectly adequate. No point in getting more dishes when I'm only eating off of one. Just means more things to wash. Noticing something as she speaks, Amani returns to the kitchen and starts to rustle through a plastic bag in the counter. Yeah. I've been throwing my empty oolong tea bottles in that bag, and before I knew it, I had something of a pile. But I was uncertain about the timing to throw them out. With well-practiced movements, she peeled off the labels, removed the caps, and skillfully cut off their plastic rings. With the tap of the kitchen knife, finally she lightly rinses the bottle themselves with tap water. Judging from the smooth motion of her hand, she repeated this often enough to gain the mastery of an assembly line worker. Clearly, she's something of an eco-friendly woman. No, I can take care of that much myself. Sorry for the hassle. That was weird. With a quick goodbye, Amane heads out of the room, not waiting for my impression of the crab fried rice. I had the idea that a busybody woman like her would be more likely to hang over my shoulder pestering me for compliments, but she just popped in all of a sudden, cooked me in a flash, and left just as quickly. It might be the influence of dealing with the whimsical machina all the time. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't have a Chinese spoon in this room, so I'll have to make do with a standard Western variety. I jab my spoon into the mountain steamed fried rice and quickly throw some into my mouth. Not bad at all. Even someone as disinterested in food as me can tell when something tastes good. Salt seasoning feels a bit thin, but this is probably how it should be if you're thinking about healthy sodium intake. Although it would be insulting to compare this to the crap my master made. And it's also different from the stuff you get at a high-priced Chinese restaurant. It tastes like your standard fried rice. What's with this flavor? When I was living alone with my mother as a child, I remember eating fried rice that tastes like this. After finishing her day job, my mother would make me dinner before her night shift started. The last week of the month, before her paychecks came in, it would often be a pretty plain meal of fried rice. When all she could put on the table was fried rice, with a bit of pink fish paste added, she would apologize and say, "I'm sorry, this is all we've got." Like the fried rice Amane just made, there was never anything extravagant like the crab thrown in, and Amane's cooking skills seemed to be better as well. So why is it that they taste similar? Where's this slight melody coming from? Well, it doesn't matter as long as it's good. When I was a kid, anything I ate tasted good. That part of me hasn't changed too much. Again, he is very, very, very mysterious. It's very dangerous to jump to conclusions about someone. When you make a judgment without sufficient information, you're going to be at least slightly off. Whether that's an over or an understatement, it clouds your perception and often comes back to bite you in the end. My employer is exactly the sort of organization that lives and dies by gathering accurate intelligence, and I heard a lot about its importance from my acid tongue master as well. Therefore, I make a conscious effort not to label others prematurely. What? What the crap? That's every time this Matsushima Mitru girl enters my field of vision, I find myself dying to stick exactly such a mental label on her. Yo, Mitru. I've been standing in front of you for a while now. Why are you acting like you just noticed? I see. Understood. But that utter lack of awareness might cost you your life someday. Please make sure to look both ways for cars before you cross the road. I offer an appropriate warning given your actions via the verbal abuse. Okay! Mitro vigorously throws the empty paper carton she was holding at me. Flying into a fit of rage just because someone tells you something you don't want to hear isn't a good habit. Judging that I don't have a foothold in this conversation, pick up the garbage Michiru hurled at me and temporarily withdrew from the scene. Smart! 100% vitamin C drink? Reading out the description printed on the carton, I tilted my head in bemusement. I've seen plenty of 100% fruit juice drinks, but this is a new one. The parent company of this manufacturer is a pharmaceutical corporation. Maybe it's some sort of diluted vitamin solution used in beauty products? Or maybe it's not meant literally and they're just exaggerating to play up the fact that it's packed full of the stuff. Either way, it's a soft drink that emphasizes its vitamin C content above all else. Which means that it's probably incredibly sour and acidic. It must be torture to drink unless you've got a pretty strong tolerance for that sort of thing. So why was she drinking this stuff? From the look on her face, I don't think it was out of fondness for the taste. It's kind of self-flagellation, or maybe? No. Interrupting my thoughts, Sakaki stares at me suspiciously. Yo, if it isn't human. Calm down. If you lose your sense of humor, you won't be able to live a fun life. I see. In that case, it wasn't a nickname. Slip of the tongue. Happy now? Aggravating as I may be, Sakaki nonetheless approaches me. This is an empty soft drink carton. That blonde girl was drinking it earlier. Is collecting this sort of thing as evil a hobby as that scowl implies? I'm interested. Please explain in detail. For some reason, Sakaki is trembling with anger. Seems I still can't anticipate what will trigger this woman's wrath. Right, I wanted to ask about that. Why is she drinking something she so plainly hates? Did she lose a bet? Is she being bullied? Was she placed under a malevolent spell? Alright, so correct me. And yet, I'm pretty sure you knew this was Michiru's carton before you asked. I was just trying to explore an apparent logic inconsistency. The wrinkles in Sakaki's forehead grew deeper and her glare sharper. Apparently there is some logic in consciences best left unexplored when she's around, especially these concerning her contrary personality. Now that you mention it, it seems like she's always carrying those Ramune candies around. Are you interested in knowing whether I'm interested in Michiru? With an extremely displeased expression, Yumiko leaves the room. There's sure a lot of troublesome girls in this place. After spending a little time sharing a dorm with them, it's pretty obvious that everyone in this place has a few screws loose, and probably a few skeletons in the closet as well. Mani and Sakaki aren't easy to deal with in the first place, and there seem to be more to them than they're letting on. The same is probably true of Makina and Sachi. That said, when it comes to the bottle blonde girl, no matter how many times I try to look below the surface, I keep hitting rock bottom right away. If she's got any hidden depths, they're very well hidden. In other words, I've got a persistent suspicion that she's an idiot. Still, it's too early to label her. I should bide my time and get better idea of her personality before reaching my conclusions. Seriously, no. What is Michiru talking about? We'll find out in the next episode of The Fruit of Grisiaia. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you all later. Stay frosty! Bye! See you next time!